I'm Dr. Liam, and this is Notes from the Field. Most people look at production environment data, dense schedules, competing priorities, shifting dependencies, limited resources, and see overwhelming chaos. The ADHD brain, however, sees this as nirvana. Here's what I've learned since my diagnosis about why that is. The ADHD brain runs on lower baseline dopamine, which means routine, predictable, low stimulation environments feel like deprivation. It can look like distraction, but it's actually stimulation scouting. When dopamine signaling is reduced or dysregulated, as it is often in ADHD, the brain compensates by seeking novelty and high stimulation. A dense roadmap isn't noise to that brain, it's signal. A schedule full of dependencies, a feature list with competing priorities, a team dynamic with visible friction points. That complexity lights up the dopamine system. It provides exactly the stimulation the ADHD brain has been looking for. So an environment that can overwhelm other people is one where my brain can get enough information to stop looking elsewhere. I noticed this most clearly working through feature roadmaps and production schedules. Not in one specific moment, it's happened enough times that it's just become how I operate. I can take in large volumes of information, a full schedule, a roadmap with dozens of line items, a set of external team deliverables, and almost immediately start sensing where the patterns are, where two things that look unrelated are actually competing for the same resource 3 sprints out. Where a feature that looks clean on paper has a dependency that's going to create friction the moment it hits implementation. It doesn't feel like analysis in those moments. It can sometimes feel almost intuitive, kind of like, why can't you see what I'm seeing? The challenge, and this is something that I've had to learn the hard way, is that intuitive leap and the ability to explain the intuitive leap are two completely different skills. My brain arrives at step 20. Walking someone else through steps 1 through 19 is a separate task entirely. For a long time, when people push back on forecast or a risk flag that I raised, I sometimes struggled to reconstruct the path I took to get there. That's not a flaw in the insight, that's a communication skill that has to be developed alongside it. I've learned that neither works without the other. The pattern recognition means nothing if I can't bring someone else along for the ride. So much as I've leaned into the intuitive leaps, I've had to put just as much work into learning how to translate them.